All right, welcome back to the Hunter Classic. We're back out here for the first time, and I believe it's a little over 1 year. Today we're going to be doing multiplayer, and we have a server opened up now. We're just going to be out here having some fun, trying to get the biggest bucks possible, and who knows, maybe we'll even get lucky enough to get a non-typical. All right, guys, we just got our call from our first mule deer right out in front of us here. We've been tracking it for a little ways, and it called right down over by that tent over there. So what we're gonna do is try and slide over to the top of this ridge right here, and then hopefully he comes into range. All right, so I'll kind of show you what's going on here. Basically, we picked up a track from a good sized buck right here, and there was actually a couple bucks in this herd. That's how we know there should be a decent herd of muley bucks. Then we came over to this direction here, tracked him all the way to this tent, and he just called right there. So hopefully nobody spawns in at this tent, and things should be looking pretty good for us. Oh, that's him. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. That's him. He just called right there. Right. Pretty much right there. All right, well, there's our buck right there. He's a decent sized buck. We got, oh my God, he's got a drop tine. He's got a drop tine. That is a nice buck. Hold up. Okay. These bucks like this are super cool, but when they have a drop tine, they're even cooler. And this buck has a drop tine, so we definitely want to get him. No, there is another buck. The other buck called back over there. All right. Well, let's get ready, because this buck's about to step into range here. Perfect shot. Nice buck is down. All right, there we go. First buck of today's hunt. And he turns out to be a pretty good one indeed. Look at the drop time on that thing. Wow. Holy. I mean, we've gotten bucks like this with drop times before, but not this impressive. Look at the size of that drop. All right, let's pick him up and get a better look at this thing, shall we? Got a lung, liver, and stomach shot, and he's going to be a 150. Shot was 15 yards out, but what a drop on that buck. All right, I think we'll go with that for a picture, and that looks pretty awesome, just like that right there. There we go. All right, so we did get a call from another buck, and it was actually back here, which we're sort of in a somewhat decent position to be able to set up on him as we are right now. He's probably going to come over this ridge right here. So we'll slide over a little bit more. Yeah, that's him right there. He is in fact going to come right over the top of that ridge. All right, so we're going to call down on the bottom of this little channel here, and then we'll get back up to the top. Now, the fact that this deer is calling so much makes it seem to me that he's either going to be really small or massive. That's the thing about when they call. It actually does have a big effect on how big the deer is going to be. So you just never know. I've seen massive non-typicals grunt like 5-6 times before they came in. And I've also seen super small bucks grunt the same. So you just never really know what it's gonna be. But for the most part, usually the big ones hang tight and they only grunt once or twice. Sometimes they only grunt once, and if it only grunts once, then you know you got a really good chance it's gonna be something special. All right, here comes our buck. He's actually another good looking buck. About 80 yards out probably. You know, he's actually way too close to take down with the rifle. He's probably about 30 yards in closing. So we're gonna slide over a little bit to the right. And when he crosses, we should get a shot. That's gonna be perfect. And that was perfect. He's down. Alright, so this buck was actually in the same exact herd as the buck that we just got. And he scores roughly the same. He wasn't quite as big because he didn't have that drop time, but overall, we'll take a look at him and see what we're dealing with here. Yeah, he's another 150 plus buck, which these bucks they're definitely shooter bucks all day long, don't get me wrong. But just not quite big enough to be something super special yet. We got a wild boar, or I should say a hog, about to cross the road right there. I can't tell how big it is yet, but it's stopped. Oh my god. I'm shaking so much. Definitely just smoked it. It looks like a medium-sized hog. Well, it's still running, so I wouldn't exactly say we smoked it. Not at that point. Alright, this thing ran a long ways. We're still tracking him here. It's been at least 500 yards. It's finally starting to bleed a little bit more again. And I'm hoping that we find him down here any second now. Because we're coming into a prime mule deer location. Alright, finally. We found him. And here he is. Ran a long ways. I don't really think we should have hit him in the intestine. I would say we were definitely like right here. There's something right next to us. I can't tell what it is. Ah, it was a rabbit. Well, I mean, it is a buck. It's definitely not much of one, but it certainly is a buck. Let's go for a shot with the 9.3. And he is down. Wow, that thing is so loud. I forget how loud that 9.3 is. So my guess was that he was going to score 50, and he actually scored 43.46. Not bad. Ooh, what do we got down there? We got a coyote down there at about 215. Well, which way is he going here? He's going left. 9.3 is a little bit big for a coyote, but boy, it's so difficult to hold this scope steady for some reason. Well, that'll help. Got him. Yeah, that definitely helps a lot. Once you go prone, it changes everything. We got a really nice wild boar down there at about 400 yards, and he's actually right behind this tree. Actually, I don't know how far he is. He's definitely 200 plus, but we're gonna have to take a shot right through those trees there and be able to try and pull this off. If we go prone, we might be able to do this. All right, here we go. That counted, baby! Woo! What a shot right through that little opening there. And our hog just tipped over right there. All right, that's what I'm talking about. But we did get him down, and he's piled up right over here. Now, I actually didn't get a chance to spot him, but I could see some decent tusks. So from what I could see, he looked pretty decent to me. And there he is, piled up right down along the coast. All right, here he is. Holy, that looks nice. That should be an 800 plus. If I had to say, I'd say 800 plus. Nice right lung shot. It is 800 plus, 842. And we took him at 159 yards. So he wasn't quite too... Why does he look red? I can't tell if it's from the lighting or what. Unless this is a new fur type that we've never gotten before? Dude, it is. I've never seen this before. I know they did some implements recently to where they added some features into the game. And this very well could be one of those features. But take a look at that. A sweet looking feral hawk. Like a red-brown color as well. Man, that's awesome. So the way to find out what it actually is by going into our status and we can check. Alright, so this is what we have right here. It's actually saying it's a common. I find that quite hard to believe. But that's him. He's just a common. Okay, so here's what just happened. I was over here walking around, kind of doing auto walk, just cruising around looking for new areas where potentially there could be some nice deer. And off in the distance, I caught eyes on what appeared to be a nice whitetail. Pulled up the binos, and sure enough, it was a beautiful, probably 160 plus whitetail buck. Now, he just trotted over this ridge here, so we're gonna go over here, we're gonna track him down, and see if we can't get ourselves this incredible whitetail buck. And I watched him run right down over the top of this hill. Yep, right there. He saw me the same time I saw him, and he just absolutely bolted. So who knows how far this thing's gonna go. A lot of times these big bucks do run a good 300-400 yards before they even think about slowing down, and then they'll trot another 200 yards. So in total you're tracking this thing 500 yards before maybe you get lucky enough to figure out where he's at. Oh, that's him, that's him, that's him. He just called right out in front of us here. Now we could potentially swing back to the tree stand, but there's actually a chance that we might be able to see our buck right down over there. He should be right down there. There he is, there he is, there he is. Oh, look at that. Beautiful whitetail buck. Couldn't quite get a spotting on him, but he's actually right behind that hill. So we got a pretty epic setup here. We literally have a road where we can call him right down into range. We can tuck up tight on that hill and call him right this direction, right down the middle of the road. He's right behind that little hump right there. Well, it appears something else decided to come in here a little bit too soon, so we got to go for a shot on her. All right, perfect. So we did in fact drop her, and I doubt that would spook our big buck. Oh, I see him, I see him. He's coming in, he's coming in. All right. Oh my God, there he is right there. He's a 160 plus, 160 to 185 on the estimate on that beautiful whitetail buck right there. Boy, I really wish I knew which way the wind was blowing. I really wish I knew. But our buck is about to step out right there. So what we're gonna try and do is tuck behind this tree. That way he's not gonna see us until he gets past that tree. And when he does that, he'll be in range for a shot. Okay, here we go. He just turned and started coming right directly towards us, which is not what I had in mind. But we'll go for the shot, and we dropped him. Luckily the wind was good, or that thing would have been gone. All right, here we go though. Biggest buck of today's hunt. 160 plus, so that should be potentially like a 172 maybe, which would be absolutely awesome if it was. Or maybe it's like a 165. One of those things where you really just can't tell sometimes until you pick them up. Oh my God, is that a huge buck? 176. Holy, look at the size of that buck. Got a lung, liver, and stomach shot at 19 yards away. Holy, let's take a look at that thing. Let's do a trophy shot first. I know we can definitely taxidermize him after the whole hunt is over and everything like that, but there he is. What a buck. I mean, I knew he was big, but I didn't know he was going to be that big. You're talking almost a 180 plus whitetail buck there for our first whitetail of the hunt. Actually, it's the second, but you guys didn't see the first one. The first one ended up being like a little 6-pointer, and apparently I didn't happen to be recording at that moment for whatever reason. But yeah, look at that. Look at that. All right, let's try and get him in the light a little bit more. Ooh, I like that a lot. I really like that a lot right there. All right, I think we'll go with that. What a heck of a buck. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, welcome back to the Hunter Classic. Definitely a lot more frequently now. And I want to say I appreciate all your support in the topics that we've been talking about. As far as the Great One, the main concern that I have is that everybody can hunt for the Great One equally. Not just one way or another way. But that's it. I'm not trying to pick sides here. I just want everyone to be able to hunt the same and have the same amount of success, or the same percentage as far as getting a Great One compared to the next person. Like, everybody has a 50-50 chance at getting the Great One, no matter how hard you work for it or how many formulas that you can use to be able to get them better. But yeah, never once did I say that I want the Great Ones to be an easy thing to get. I just want them to be an obtainable thing to get. Like, you put in tons of hours and you get one. You know, the natural way. A lot of people were saying, oh, you already have a Great One, you got it the right way. But supposedly, when I did get that one, that is when there was an increase in spawns in the Great One. So pretty much everyone and their brother and sister got one the same time that I got one. That basically means that had we not gotten one during that time, we never would have gotten one. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.